Actually, Mr. Sono, I have a question.
Yes, ask that.
How to delete or to add a new story to the existing drawing?
Okay, I just see that today. That is the modifications of a story and grid. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So first we have to start with the modifications. Okay. Right. So for the modifications of a story and grid, you have to just right click on the workspace. What we have to do? Right click on the workspace, and there is a options that is the add modify grids. Okay. What we have to use? Add modify grids. So when you click on that, then the options start open that the window edit story grid system data, and another options you can pick from there, that is the go to the edit, and you can use that the options edit story and grid system. So from both place you can start a same window. Okay, understood? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Now,
sir.
Yeah.
now, if you want to, the first one that is the story data, and another one that is the grid system. So first we start with the story data. So if we have to modify the story data, click on the option show oblique modify a story data. Okay, then you see that here the base to the story 10 are given there. Yes or no? Suppose we have to delete that the story 10. So right click on that. Okay, right click on the story 10, then there is an option that is the delete story. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right. And if you want to add the story, then there is a options add a story. Okay, so first start with the delete story. So here is the options we have to use: delete existing story, not keep existing story. Okay, delete existing structure at a story. So you see that the story 10 has been deleted from there. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And if you want to again go and right click on that, delete a story, keep existing structure at a story. So you see that it just delete that and go on the structure that is the story 8. Yes or no? After that you have to, after the changing in the story, you have to just click on the options refresh view. Okay, refresh view, and then click OK. Now you see that there are total how many story? That is
Hey.
the 8 total. I have removed that the 2 story. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Suppose if you want to add the story, so just right click on that and then click on the options add a story. Same options, keep existing story height. Okay, so this is the height given there. Yes or no? The
Yeah.
story height, that is the 3 meter, and the elevations are given there. Okay, so it asks both the questions that keep existing story height or keep existing story elevations. So which options you want to prefer there? Right? So I use that keep existing story height. Okay, so what is the story height? That is the
3.
3 meter. How many number of story you want to add? One, two, three. Okay, so just use this one. Now, new story location, insert above that the story 8. Okay, right? Or a story 7. Which one you want to add it? So story 8, and that is the from existing story 8. Then you have to use the options. Okay, right? So you see that a story 9 will be appear. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Sono, in the delete option, what the
Yes.
difference in the delete option? What the difference between the two options?
What's the difference between the two options?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
In
sir.
delete,
When we delete story, this
delete
two.
existing as structure at a story or keep existing as structure at a story. So if you are using for the both options, so both are using for the deleting purpose.
Okay.
Okay, in both the cases, the story will be deleted from there, because I have the story 8. That is the we have keep that in our structure. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you want to delete that keep a story, that is the story 8, then you can delete. And the delete existing structure, that is the which structures you have, which story you have selected. Okay, so in the both cases you can use that the delete options. No any difference between that. Okay.
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 Now the next one you already know that how we have, if we want to change that the height of top story, that is the 3.5 meter. So you can see that The story height will be changed and the elevations will automatically change. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So you can change that also the elevations from there. Now next one, that is the master story. What is the meaning of master story?
Yes, sir.
Master
No
story
idea.
is basically ki suppose that ki I have created that the story that is the as a master story, right? Yes or no? So it
Okay.
means that ki when we create that the number of the story that is the 10, 11, 12. Okay. So all the data are taken from the master story. What is the size of beam column? What is the material properties? What is the sections properties? What is the height? All are taken from the story. Which one? That is the 9.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
So
mention to story 9, it will be taken for all, sir.
yes, if you are mentions that story 8 as a master story, and if you want to use this one data, then you can use. So you can make that the story which one you want to create as a master story. Okay.
Like Mr. Sono, you mean Master Story? It's a special story we have.
Basically, when we create that the master story, so we create that the top story as a master story. Okay. One story you
Okay.
can create that. Wait a minute, just I have a call.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one that is the similar to. So you already know that what is the meaning of similar. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
similar to what?
similar same here is asked that similar to, if you want to make that the similar to a story 8, similar to a story 9,
Okay.
similar to a story 7, which one you want to create that the similar, so you can select from there, right? You can select that which one is the story. So I have selected that story 9. Okay, it means that the story 8 is similar to the story 9. Then here the story 9, here story 9. Okay. And if you are creating that all the story as a master story, so there are very options for creating that the similar. Yes or no? See that 7, 8,
Yeah.
9. Which one you want to make them? So similar to
Okay.
options is basically depend upon that the master story. Which one have the master story and which you, and from which story you want to make that the similar. Okay, fine. So if I am using that the master story, then there is no need to use that the similar one. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next one, that is the story color. A splice will not do that in our structure, right? Yes, this is only applicable for the column because we just provide that the height. Here it is.
Yeah.
When we provide that
Splice
the
means
splice, basically
nothing
if
but,
we, yes,
sir,
yes, yes.
it means when we stop construction up to 2 floors, and when we after 2 3 years when we start for the third or fourth floor, we will again connect the columns, no, sir.
You can give that the splice in the in between the column, in mid the between the column. You can mid on the end region, on the mid region, where you want to provide that the splice. All depends on the requirement of, or depends on the structure of these things. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, the mostly splice is not used at the many times. It is rarely used. Okay.
Fine.
And this is the story color. Okay. If you want to change that the story color, you can change from there, like that.
Yeah. But Mr. Sono here, the color, it's based on the material section or what?
Yes. Okay,
This color.
I just show you that the color. Okay, according to the story in the study class. Okay, in the
Yeah.
previous class I have just show you that the sections properties by the color. Yes or no?
Yeah. And
If we
view.
have, if we have created that the different sections of beam, so that the color I have given that, the column given that. Now the next, you just click on the option set display option, right? Then
Yeah.
go to the options view color off and use that options story. Okay.
Okay.
Now apply And okay, so you see that every story have the different color, yes or no?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So you can understood that which one is the which story. Better?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, sir.
Now we have to go in the previous mode. So just click on the options again, this one. Then go to the options, object, and then apply, and then okay. So you understood that how we have to modify that the story, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? The next one, that is the quick added story. So suppose that if you want to add the multiple story, okay, that is the 10 and 11. So just click on the options quick add story. You see that the 10 and 11. But you have to remember one thing, that when you change in the story and either on the grid, so after that you have to just must click on the options refresh grid. Okay, so you see that I have created that the two story, but the properties are not applied on that. Yes or no? It
Yeah.
only forms that the grid. Okay,
Yeah.
it only forms that the grid. Okay, so how can we apply that properties on that on the story? Okay, any idea?
M- Modify the story, the top option.
No, in that case, if we have to apply all the existing property on the story, right, on the 10 and 11, okay, so for that we have to just go in the options edit, okay, and use
Mm-hmm.
that the command, that is the replicate command. Which one we have to use?
Replicate.
Replicate command. So in the replicate is the most useful command, okay. Replicate command is the most useful command. The first one, that is the linear. So first we start with a story, that is from the back side. Okay. So we start that the story. So we have to copy all the result on the story of story 9 on the story 10 and 11. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So first what we have to do, just go on the options plan, use that story 9. Okay. Right. Select all the data by the using that the window. I have selected all the data, you see that, yes or no? Now
Yeah.
we have to apply all the story data on the story 10 and
And 11.
11. So by using that the control, you can select both the story, right, and after that you have to apply, and okay, you see that the data has been copied, yes or no?
Yeah.
You can see that in the 3D view, all are in the 3D, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Understood that the replicate, yes, the story.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, now the next one. Again, I go in the replicate. Okay. Next, that is the mirror. Okay. So if you want to mirror any story, any object, suppose we have to mirror all this part. Okay. Suppose we have to mirror all these things, or suppose we have to mirror all this beam. Okay. All this beam on that side. So which one side we have to mirror? This one is the positive x directions, yes or no? Right?
Yeah.
This one is the positive x directions, and this one is the negative x directions. On the top side, that is the positive y, and the bottom side, that is the negative y.
Negative.
You already studied in the previous classes, right? Yes or
Yeah.
no? Now, so I have selected this beam, and we have to just make it copy, and we want to create this beam as a balcony purpose. Okay, right? We have
Okay.
to for the mirror purpose, just we have to extend that. So just mirror that same 3 meter beams we have to apply it on the outside. So just click on the options, pick 2 point on the model. So I just pick first point there and second point there. Okay, and then apply, and then okay. So you see that, yes or no? Right? On the 3D view, you can just see that the beam has been extended.
Yeah, but in 2D, why it is not happening?
Yes,
In plan view.
in plan view.
Yeah. Okay. It's about the story.
Yes, in plan view, it is selected on the story 10,
Yeah.
right?
If you want to do for all,
Yes.
if you want to do for all the stories,
Yes, we can do for the all story. How can we change that for the all story? So you just see that. This is our
Uh,
3D view. Now go on the plan story 11. So we applied on that side. That is the story 11. Okay, now fine. And on that side, this is the 3D view. First, what we have to do, we have to change that one story to the all
okay,
story,
all the stories.
right? After that, we have to select. We have to select all the beam. Okay, we have to select all the beam there, right? Then go to the options edit, then use replicate, that is the mirror tool. Use that, pick 2 points on the model. Okay, so just click on that, select first point and then the second point and then apply. Okay,
Yeah.
and then click OK. So you see that, yes or no, on the bottom story, right?
yeah, from it there is no any.
So here we have to select all the beam. So it is selected all that the beam. Okay, right, and just go on the options edit, that is the replicate, mirror, with 2 points, then apply and then OK. Right? Okay. Same like that. Suppose we have to do for the all the story. So we have selected this side, then pick 2 points. This one is the first point and this one is the second point. And now apply. So you see that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So like that we can change all that. So this is the mirror tool. Okay.
What about radial?
Now the radial. Basically, which type of grid we are using that?
Center?
Rectangular grid, that is the Cartesian, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So radial is basically used when we have to use the circular grid. Okay. So basically, linear is used for the rectangular grid. Okay, radial is used for the circular grid. So if I have a circular grid, so same like that we can use that the radial. Okay, right? So if you understood that the linear, so it means that you can do also the radial too. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, how we have to suppose that I have selected this beam. Okay, I have selected this beam and I want to extend this beam, that is the 2 meter. Okay, so we have to just provide that the distance dx in the x direction, that is the 2 meter. Okay, fine. Now how many number of beams if you want to create? So I want to create that 3 beams, okay, of 2 meter, and then we have to just click on the option apply and then click OK. So you see that there are 3 beams, 1 beam, 2 beam. Okay, and this one is the third beam. Okay, so there are 3 beam created there. Understood? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So understood that the replicate command completely, or any query in that?
In the radial, Mr. Sono, like when you add the,
you just try that the radial tool. Okay, same like
no,
that.
no, yeah.
I don't have the right now the circular grid. So
yes,
the radial
for the linear, sorry, Mr. Sono.
Yes.
Okay, for the linear, when you add these 3 beams,
yes,
it will add to all the story. To all the story, we can add it.
Basically, radial is used along that the center and the angle and the number. Okay, just like we have used that the linear, right? In the dx, if we have to do that in the y, so same like that we have created that the number of beams, right? So same like that, if you want to create that according to the center or according to the axis, at which angle, because when we create that the circular grid, so it means that we have to also use that the axis of angle, yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? So that's why it is given that. So you just do that by itself. If there is a problem, then I will do that.
Yeah, but actually, my question in linear, Mr. Sona.
Yes, what in the linear, what is the problem?
Can we add these 3 columns to the whole story?
Add 3 columns.
Yeah, 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter. You just add 3 beam. Sorry, 3
Yes.
beam.
Yes.
We can add it to all story?
Column.
No,
The
the
asking
beam.
is that can we add the beam, linear beam to the all stories
Yes, we can add that. Why not?
by choosing the all
Select.
stories?
Yes, suppose that you have to just prefer that all story. Okay. Now when I click that, you see that it selected all that. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
It selected all that of the
Up
story
to level,
7.
because story 8 and 9, it's a master.
No, I just selected that the story 7. So that's why from a story 7, it selected all the beams. Yes or no?
Okay.
You see
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You see that from there. So when I use that, so in that case, we have to use that minus 2 meter. Okay, because we are going in the negative x directions. And then we have to
Okay.
require that the 3 beams, then apply.
And we can choose by picking 2 points. Right?
You can see that from the story 7. Yes or no? Right? So any query in the replicate tool?
And we can use the big 2 points.
Yes, you can use that the pick 2 point.
Okay.
Okay, as you want, already told you that both of the
I think
things.
the linear and the stories two are similar, no, sir?
Yes.
Linear command and in replicate, linear and story both are
No,
same similar.
both are different. Both are different. Linear is used for the particular components.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, but a story it means that we have to go on the height according to the height. So in that case, we have to use that the story. Linear is not used according to the height. You see that only there are two axes, that is the x and y. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? And suppose that if we have to create that the multiple, suppose that 5 to 6 story we have to create similar, then how can we can do that? You can also use
Okay.
that the copy paste tool. Okay, in the z directions. Okay, right? Suppose that if we have to go that radial, okay, just go on the story, that is the 11. Okay, now after that I selected all these things. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, you see that it is similar to that's why it is selected. Yes or no? See that I have created that the master story, all these things. So I just create
Okay.
this one, none, no. Okay, we have only one story. Now refresh view, then I just change that here, one story, select that. You see that all are similar to each other, so that's why. Okay, just use that control C for the copy. Okay, right?
Okay.
Okay, and after that control V. Okay, you see that it is not working properly. Sometime it is used and sometime it is not used. Okay, but when I select, suppose that this beam I have selected. Okay, I use control C and then use control V. So you see that for a single component, control V command use, that is the delta Z. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So suppose if we have to put that at a 2 meter, and then you click OK, so you see that a beam has been created at a 2 meter. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? But if we are working for the story, so it is difficult to create. So in that case, we have to use that the replicate command story. Okay,
Yeah.
right? So same like that, we have to, suppose we have to delete this story. Okay, we have to delete up to the 7 story, then right click on that, delete existing story. Okay, so you see that, and refresh view, there is a total 6 story are appeared. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, Now the next one, that is what? That is the grid. Okay. Next thing, that is the grid.
Grid system.
So this is the default grid I have created. Okay. So if you want to modify that, the default grid, so just click on the options modify show grid. Okay. Modify show grid. If you want to change in that the color of grid, so just click on the options and change the color. You see that the grid color has been changed. Okay. Now you see that the bubble size are overlapping to each other. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So if you want to minimize that the bubble size, just click that. Yes or no? Now it is okay. So like that we can change that the bubble size. Now here is the options rectangular grid. Okay. So if you have to use by the ordinate, so this is the ordinate given there up to the 18 in the X grid, and in the Y grid up to 16. Okay. Same if you want to see that by the spacing. So in the X grid, what we have a spacing taken 3 meter, and in the Y grid that is the 4 meter. Okay. Now suppose we have to work according to the ordinate, and if you want to change that the distance, that is from there to there, that is the grade, that is the 12.5. It means that what is the spacing between these two grades?
The 3.5.
3.5. So if you want to check that, then you can see that it has spacing has been changed for both there, right? Yes or no? So you can do like that, and you can see that the grade changes. If you want to add that the grade, if you want to add that more grade, so just click on the option. So you see that at a 3 meter the grade has been added. Yes or no? Right. Same like that, what is the spacing that side? That is the 4 meter. So when you click on the add, so it's, you see that the 4 meter grid has been extended. Yes or no? Right.
Yeah.
If you want to delete any grid, just click on the options delete. Okay, fine. So like that, after that you have to just click on the options. Okay, then click options refresh view. Now you see that a grid has been changed.
Right.
Right. If you want to again delete that the grid and go back to the same grid, so you have to just select and delete this one, and select and delete this one, and then again click OK, and then refresh view, and then click OK. So like that, you can see that I have already created that the beam and column. So grid has been a specific change. Yes or no? So according to that, if you want to put that again, so again I go in there, modify that, and I change this one, that is the 12. Okay. Then click OK, then refresh view, then click OK. So understood how we have to modify the grid. Okay. Suppose if we have to add more grid. Okay. If you want to add more grid, so just go on the options and click options add new grid system. Okay. Add new grid system. So here are the options. It asks that which type of grid, either that the circular grid or rectangular grid. Suppose we have to add the circular grid with rectangular grid. Yes or no? We have to merge that. So just click on the options, then click OK. Now after that you have to select and then go to the modify. So here the spacing will be what? That is the 6 meter spacing. Yes or no?
Yeah.
The spacing will be 6 meter. But in our rectangular grid, what is the spacing? That is the 3 meter. So you have to just delete all this and change this one spacing, that is the 3 meter. Okay. And then click on the options add. So we had up to the 18. In the X grid, what is? The grid spacing will be up to the 18. Right. So we have added up to the 18. Now we want to just provide up to the angle that is 180 degree. How much? That is the 180 degree. So I have added the angle. So you see that this will be start with a 0 and end with 180 degree, right? Now same like that, we have to change that the bubble size. So I just specify that, and the color I have changed there. This one is the green. Okay. Now click OK, then refresh view, and then click OK. Now you see that the circular grid will be merged in our rectangular grid. Yes or no? But here I don't want to merge this grid. I just start with this line. Okay, I just start with this grid. Then what can I do? So again I go just in the modify grid, then select G2 grid, modify to. If you want to specify that the distance, then you have to just put x and y distance. But here I want to just change that the rotation, that is a 0 to 90 degree, and then click OK, and then refresh view, and then click OK. So it start not from the 0, it starts from the 90 degree. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Here spacing will be 4 meters, so we have to just change, not the 3 meter, that is the 4 meter spacing, right? So that's why it is not merged to the end. So I just go and no, I just modify this grid. I just delete all this. Okay, change that the spacing, that is the 4, right, up to the 16. Then click OK, then refresh view, then click OK. Now it is properly matched one into another end. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah.
So understood how we have to modify and add the grid. Or any query?
Okay.
Yes, Munir, any?
No, so far no, Mr. Son. But Mr.
Okay.
Son, I want to make a story with a special drawing. I don't want to make it like this. I want to make like a shape like a diamond
You can
or a
create
polygon.
that, you can just first create that on the copy, which one you want to create the shape, and according to that you can form that. Okay.
Okay.
When we go
Do
on
we
the
have here a
modeling,
draw panel? Do we have
yes,
here a draw panel?
yes.
Like a draw tools, like in Revit Architecture, line, circle,
No, no,
polygon.
no, no. The tools are not like that there. Okay.
Okay.
You have to use the tools that are specified in the Etabs, because at everywhere not the same tools are applied. Okay. We have to use that the different tools for the different purpose.
Like, can we in the future, in upcoming classes, Mr. Sona, can we create a different
Different,
building, like a different shape? Because
like
this shape, it's a normal shape.
yes, we just I provide you that you just create that the S shape building, that is the my name, that is the Sono. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
what starts with S, and S also the success will start from S. Yes or no?
Right.
Just go and think about that, how we have to create that S type building.
Yeah.
Okay, I just provide you 2 and 3 drawings. Okay, 2
Yeah.
and 3 images, so you have to create that the building like that. Okay, so if you create 2 and 3 different model, so you have got that the idea how to use that the different forms of building. Yes or no?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. This is my question.
Okay, so I just provide you that. First you go to draw by itself. Okay, if there is a problem, then I will help you. Okay,
Okay.
because if you do that by its own, okay, you think about that. Okay,
Right.
but if it is not done, then I will help you how we have to create that type of building. Okay, fine.
Fine.
Suppose if we have to delete this G2 grid, so just go on the options and select and then delete grid system, and now refresh view. So only again rectangular building are available. Okay,
Okay.
so now any query?
No.
Okay, so just do practice over there. That is the these two command you have to must use, that is the replicate and the edit story. These two are most important tool.
Right.
Okay, and I just provide you that the some picture on your group, so you just think that and show me how we have to draw.
Okay, Mr. Son.
I just check your WhatsApp. First we have to
Thank you.
draw that this type of shape. Check your WhatsApp.
Right. Okay.
One more step, I provide you that. Okay. So you have to just complete these 3 pictures, and also the S type building you have to also create.
Yeah, I will try with that this time.
Okay. First you draw that S type building, and after that you take that the picture of 3D view on a single screen, and then send that in the WhatsApp, both of you, if it
Okay.
will be done. Okay. If you done that, then I will be very happy. Otherwise, I will do that. How we have to create S type building or any other
Okay.
thing. You have to just use that and think that all are depends on that which one. All depends on that if you want to add or modify that the grid. Okay, so
Right.
all depends on this one. That is the what is the directions in the what is the spacing in the x directions, what is the spacing in the y directions,
The rotation.
rotations. All these editing tools depends upon these 3 tools. Okay, and after that we have to specify that the spacing. Fine.
Fine.
Okay, so just do that. Tomorrow we start that the next topic. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you.